All right, Jesus Christ. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Jake, and it's cold out here. Anyway, so, like I was saying, to get one thing out the way, yes, I know I'm ugly. I shouldn't probably be posting these things on YouTube because I'm not that good on camera, much like Rich Evans. I am not that charismatic. I'm not that eloquent when it comes to the things I say. I'm trying to do better, trying to lose weight, doing all these things. But, anyway, point is, I'm rambling again. I just watched a video about AI slop by Red Letter Media. And I love Red Letter Media. I love Red Letter Media. And I am one of those weirdos that they always say they don't want to, interact with. The fans, I post sometimes in their YouTube comment section, and I reuse old jokes, and I do things that are embarrassing, I guess, for that they would find embarrassing if they knew about. I use their, I like their humor. I just really think that it's very apt, and they're some of the realest YouTubers left. So, basically, this AI slop video that I wanted to talk about for a brief second, if I could, is very interesting to me. They spoke at great lengths about how artificial intelligence is kind of slowly replacing content that YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all these things that they produce. And there's ways you could even make a prompt to make a prompt, to stylize a prompt to get it to, generate a video of a 16-year-old girl who will say the things you want them to say. It's so weird. It's so stupid and weird and ugly and gross and I just couldn't. I farted. I didn't, obviously everybody has been talking about this for months, and kudos to Red Letter Media for bringing it to a wider audience. But I'm forced to kind of contend with their reasoning for uploading that video, because it's like they kind of covered all the ground that it's kind of things we already know, about AI and about how fake it is and how silly the whole thing is. It just kind of felt like they were treading water for the first time, that I've ever seen Red Letter Media. They didn't really have an original thing to say, which is odd for their channel, because every other video that they have has something original about it. But that one, it just kind of seemed like if you typed in the AI, let's write a AI Red Letter Media video, that's what would come out as, embarrassing old people left falling down humor, and, and Jay's being snarky and Mike's being, real, I guess, and Rich is just laughing at the whole thing. And I'm sitting back and watching this. I'm going, wow, but then Jay said something towards the end of the video, or I don't know. Actually, it might not have been Jay. It might have been someone else. They said something towards the end of the video, people should just keep creating. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, they should. They should. So here I am creating. Probably never get a single view on this video. That's okay. I just wanted to make it, I guess, for me in a weird way. But I did want to respond to something that they said, because towards the end of the video, they were talking about the consequences of, realistic videos and their implications. They're saying things like, well, we got to know what's real and what's not. We have to figure out there's got to be a watermark, or there has to be a content flag, like how they do for paid advertising in videos. There's sponsors in YouTube videos. Like this video is sponsored, and it got me thinking, because Jay was like, well, you might have violent crime. Someone posts a video of Donald Trump fucking arresting Barack Obama, and everyone's gonna riot, and that's bad. That's a bad thing. That's bad. We don't want that. And it got me thinking, man, like, for some strange reason, my mind works in a way that's like, it's just like, what else is new? Like, what else is fucking new? What else is new? How's that gonna, so we know that that the video of Donald Trump arresting Barack Obama, anyone with half a brain can tell that, If you look at the video, what's real and what's not. It's the uncanny valley effect, Oh, my cherry went out. Hold on, I'm sorry. I already lit that. It's cold as shit out here. This is in Philadelphia. So, we just had snow, and I'm, for reasons unknown, having a cigarette. Probably because I want to look cool on camera. Didn't work in college. Probably not going to work now. But whatever, here goes. So, the point is, William Randolph Hearst, isn't there a quote, something along the lines of, well, you make the wars, I'll make the headlines, and things like that, Media has been used, weaponized. Things have been doctored. Like, Jay saying, well, what's fake and what's not fake? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because, like, it's all fake. Like, it really is. You really think that the newspapers are reporting accurate, You really think that CNN.com has the right, when they write an article, that they're not glossing over certain things? You really think that even the influencers with the cameras aren't editing things to make it look better? And this is all real content, but it's all fake anyway. It's all glossed over and fake. And, it's just like, I'm reminded of a Star Trek The Next Generation episode called Rightful Heir, where it's basically Klingon Jesus comes out and comes to Worf, and Worf has to kind of make a decision about what's real and what's not real by the end of the episode. And he talks to Data, and Data's like, well, I had to make a leap of faith, And so then Worf goes to Gowron, who's the head of the Klingons, and goes, look, man, dude's fake. Klingon Jesus, fake as hell. These guys made him. What now? And Gowron's like, well, I'm going to put them to death, and I'm going to change everything, and I'm going to make sure that no one ever hears of this. And or it's like, it doesn't matter because word's going to get out. It doesn't matter. And I really feel Worf there. I really feel it. It doesn't matter if AI is fake. It doesn't matter if they start making fake videos. It doesn't matter if all art turns into fake art. Because it already was. Everything's fake. It's drawing a line here or there really wouldn't matter either way, What matters is that we have individual videos that creators like Red Letter Media, like me, like anybody, keep making individualized content that, speaks to them and speaks to what they want to speak to. And I realize that this video is probably way too long. And, the comments are going to be filled with, well, he's stupid. He's, duh. And yeah, I don't really care. Because I think there needs to be more people speaking out about, there's shit actually wrong with our society. We're not gentlemen anymore. We're little boys, little girls. We're not grown. We're children. We've idolized being children. And that's kind of the thing that when you're walking around day to day, nobody talks to the cashier like a friend anymore, Everyone just kind of expects it to be like a transaction, like it's a computer. And you need to, so maybe today, right now, you can start by telling the cashier, when you go check out, you get a pack of cigarettes, and you give the guy your money. You say, "Look, how's your shift going?" And the guy looks up at you and he goes, "All right." I go, "That bad, huh?" And they say, "Yeah, that bad." And you go, "All right, man. Well, hang in there. You're doing God's work." And you wave the pack of cigarettes. You walk out the door. And you do that every time, because you know what? It costs nothing, and it's not fake, and it's not, and you can make interactions more pleasant. You can make, your day-to-day nicer. People can be nicer to each other. And I know I can't influence you watching this video to be nice. I can only be nice myself, but I'm going to keep being nice, and I'm going to keep being kind. I'm going to keep being genuine, because there's a lot of bullshit in this world, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like Worf said, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, it's not, whether we worship a fake genetically altered Jesus, or, whether the content that we watch on our iPhones is fucking AI or not. Like, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because the people are still going to be the people. And the more we kind of resist that and live actual lives outside of the internet, better off we're going to be, So if you're watching this, shut the video off, go outside, freeze to death, tell the cashier, hang in there, and just be a better person, We need good people now. And I think that's all I wanted to say. I did have the videos queued up. I was gonna show the clips, but it occurred to me that I don't really know how to edit any of this, so this is like stream of consciousness. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm at 12 minutes and 13 seconds now, so I do appreciate it. But if you stuck in this long, just keep trucking, and bless you. All right, take care.